Okay, so we're working on a code 41, airbag code 41. Here's the airbag light. When I turn the key on, I should get an airbag light. It should go out and stay out. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1. One, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1. So that's a code 41. That's what we're working on. And the code means that the right frame rail crash sensor is seen an open or a high resistance. So we're going to check the sensors and all the wiring and see what we can come up with. I just replaced the airbag module, which ended up fixing my code 41, which was crash sensors were either had a high resistance or an open. Turned out the crash sensors were fine. Everything was fine. Turned out it was the module. I'm not going to take things back apart. You know, they got it running, got it working. But I'll show you where things are. This is where the front crash sensor is. These 2 green bolts. Here's the sensor. Comes back to a connector right here by the battery. 2-wire connector. The airbag module sits in right in there. It has 2 plugs on it. A C209 is the gray plug, and C208 is this plug. And these are the wires that run out to the sensors and powers and grounds. And on that side, right down there is the safing sensor, and that blue plug is the wires that go to that. And if we go to the other side, the other airbag sensor plug is there in this wheel well. You have to take the plastic part out that your feet would go in, which looks like this on this side. You take that part out of the passenger side, and this is his plug, 2-wire plug that, just like the front one, that goes to the right-hand crash rail sensor. Goes through the bottom of here and runs over that way. And can't really see very well on this fan, but right below this door there's a propane tank on this thing, but it's right up there on the crash, on the rail. There's the frame rail. As it goes back behind that tank, it's right up there. And it's the same sensor that's out front. Looks the same. And here's another shot of the safing sensor. It's right here. Like I said, this plug here, this pigtail is from the sensor, and these are the wires that go directly right over to the airbag module, which is up there. And these two plugs are where all the wires go in. Okay, here's the airbag module. I opened it up here. There's a fuse inside of here. I don't know if you can see that there. This box here has a fuse in it and a resistor. And sometimes those will blow, but they'll give you a different code that I have. But I checked it anyway. And this fuse in here is just fine. So this is what the airbag module looks like inside. I don't smell anything. I don't see any burnt up anything. All the capacitors look okay. They're not swollen. I checked the capacitors. I checked the resistors. So there must be something wrong with one of the chips in here. If this thing's bad. So put this back together. Just snaps apart like this. That's this place right here. It snaps apart on both sides. Comes apart. So this is the bad one. All right, I got a wire here. This is just run right straight from the battery, plus, and I've got my test light hooked to it. So if I touch it on the ground, I should get a light. Nice bright light. So I know I've got a good ground there. So what we're going to do is, I think what we'll do first is we'll check the grounds. So we'll go to pin 20 on C208 and put it there, put the end of our test light there, and that should use this wire as a ground, and it will tell us if our sensor is grounded, if this light lights up nice and bright. So C208-20 on 208. It's this one right here. Uh, 19, 20, 21, 620. It's a purple light blue. Purple light blue, 620. Purple light blue is right there. Should get a light. I do. It's for the right frame rail crash sensor. I'm checking this ground. Pin 20 on 208, which is the black one, with my test light. And this is showing in 19, 20, 21. So when I put it on C208 20, which is what I'm on, I'm checking the right frame rail crash sensor ground, and I've got a good ground. And if I go to the one above it, 21, then I'm checking the radiator center front crash sensor. So there's one, there's the side one, there's the front one. So I know I've got a good ground. So I know this wire here is good. It can carry current on the right frame rail. And then this one here. Now if I went to 22, I should also get the same thing. If I went to 22 on 208, That's 19, 20, 21, 22. I should be on this one here. I should also get a light, and I do. So I checked this wire here to ground, and this wire to ground on the plug that goes into the airbag module. So I've checked both sensors. They both have good grounds. So now I want to check to see what the resistance is between these two wires here on both sensors. So I don't need the test light now. So now I need my meter. Just got my meter set on ohms, and I've got my we don't really need the beeper on. Oops, that's the light. Okay, shows we can zero out the meter. This is for the radiator center front crash sensor. I'm going to check the resistance of the sensor. So I'm going to put the meter between these two wires here, 18 on 209 to 21 on 208. Here's 208, 21, 209, 18. This will measure the resistance through here, and I should have 787 ohms. 208, 21, which is 19, 20, 21, the third up from this bottom. And it says 0.787 k ohms, which is 787 ohms. So that's right. And the other one, the right frame rail sensor, should be 208.20. 208.20 is right here. The black one is C08.20. And 209.17. This is 209. 17 is second from the top. It also measures 787 ohms. So the sensor should be good. The code I'm working on is code 41, airbag code 41, high resistance or open on the I think it says right frame crash rail sensor, but I think it could be either sensor would give you that code. So to me it doesn't look like the sensors are bad. It looks to me like the sensors are okay. And like I said, I've already gone through both these diagrams, checked all my fuses, ohmed out all my wires, checked my powers and my grounds on the airbag module, checked all the wires on the safing sensor, and checked the ground on the safing sensor with my light like I just did. So everything checks out. I don't think the sensors are bad. So if I bought a sensor and put it in, I don't think it fixes this problem. I think it's the airbag module that's causing the problem. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and change. Okay, the new airbag module is on. Let's see if it fixes it. It's not new, it's used from a wrecking yard. Lights on. Should go out and stay out.
2 hours later.
So far, so good. Now, if I start it up, the light should come back on. Because when I turn the key on, the airbag module loses power for a second. So it thinks you just turned the key on. Still out. I'll just let it run for a minute. But it looks like it's fixed. So the code told me it was the airbag sensor. So if I'd have just tried to get those and put those in, I would have wasted money. And the airbag module I had to get from a wrecking yard. They're hard to find. It's a 92. It does fit a bunch of different other cars. This is a 92 Ford Econoline E250. But there's a list you can find where it fits other cars. This one didn't even come out of a van. It came out of a different Ford car. They said it would work. They said it came out of a car didn't have an airbag light, so they figured it was probably okay. So it looks like it is. Looks like it's fixed. So now I can put all this stuff back together. There's the new one up there. All right, here's the finished product. Dashboard's all back together. New modules in there. I believe it still works. No light, no flashing light. It's a good thing. It's fixed.